Welcome to Brain Vision.
Chapter 3, Problem 54 says name an element in the third period or row of the periodic table with various properties. So first let's go over some of the properties that I mentioned here. It's discussing valence electrons and p and s orbitals. So let's review that. If we have our periodic table, on this table we're going to assume that helium is located here as opposed to being located here with the noble gases. So let's identify what we have. This over here is our S block. Over here, we have our P block. Our D block is located with the transition metals. And our F block is located down here. In addition, the question is asking about valence electrons. The trend for valence electrons is pretty straightforward. Group 1 has 1 valence electron. Group 2 has 2. We skip groups 3 through 13 and move to group 3 through 12, and move to group 13 or 3A. 13 has 3. 14 has 4 valence electrons. 15 has 5. 16 has 6. 17 has 7. And 18 has 8 valence electrons. So we're going to use these trends to make sense of these questions. The first one says, name an element with 3 valence electrons in the third period. So we're going to go to from the first, second to the third period and find something that has 3 valence electrons, which would be in this column over here. So let's use our periodic table to do that. We have the third period. Something with 3 valence electrons would be in group 13 or 3A. So our answer for letter A would be aluminum. The next question says, find something with 4 3p electrons. So that means it has to be in the P block and 3p, so the third period in the P block, and it must have 4 electrons. So if we're in our third period and we go into our P block, aluminum would have 1, silicon would have 2, phosphorus has 4, and phosphorus has 3, and S would have 4 3p electrons. So our answer for B is sulfur. C asks us to identify what has 6 3p electrons. So we know that sulfur has 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 would be chlorine, and 6 would therefore be argon. And then D identifies something that has 2 3s electrons and 0 3p electrons. So if something has 0 3p electrons, it is not located in the P block, but it does have 2 3s electrons. So we're still in period 3, and we're looking at the s orbitals. This would be 3s1, and this would be 3s2, giving us 2 3s electrons for magnesium.